Good evening. I'd like to start by sending thoughts and prayers to the people of Southwest Florida. The images we're seeing of the catastrophic damage from Hurricane Ian are a stark reminder of the power of Mother Nature and the potential impacts from storms of this magnitude. While that area continues to bear the brunt of Hurricane Ian, here in Duval County, we remain under a tropical storm warning, while the coast of Duval County is also under a hurricane watch. Just a few moments ago, 4 shelters opened throughout the city. Landmark Middle School and the Legends Center are now open to the general public. Landmark is also a pet-friendly shelter, while the Legends Center is available for those with special needs. Atlantic Coast High School is also open, but is strictly for those with special needs and their pets. And La Villa School of the Arts is available to serve our homeless population. If you go to a shelter, please bring your emergency kit, identification, important documents, and prescriptions. There is a complete list of things you should bring at jacksready.com. As I said this morning, I'm not ordering mandatory evacuations. However, the National Weather Service just briefed us that in addition to the impacts we will feel from Hurricane Ian, there is a nor'easter that has moved in quicker than we anticipated, and it's already increased our risk for storm surge and flooding. Could be similar to Matthew and Irma. So if you experienced flooding in Matthew or Irma in Zone A or B, it's likely that you will experience that type of flooding again. As I said this morning, if you live in those zones and have historically flooded there, you should move to another area, a higher area, to a shelter, get out of that space. I understand leaving your homes is a difficult decision, but there's nothing more important than your safety. I cannot stress this enough. If you know your home and property are at risk, please consider leaving for higher ground, even if just for the duration of the storm. As of this morning, 630 City, our information line for the public, will be open 24 hours a day through the duration of the storm. For life-threatening issues or public safety issues, call 911. For information regarding city services, weather information, shelter updates, and evacuation zones, call 630 City. Finally, while I know it's impressive to watch a storm roll in from our beaches, please stay out of the water. Currently, our beaches are open, but again, stay out of the water. At this time, we'll take questions from myself or anyone else up here.
Good afternoon, Mayor Curry. It's Tia Collins here with First Coast News. So a lot of us are comparing what we're seeing now to what we might have saw during Hurricane Irma. I know then the river was dredged about 7 feet. What are your experts telling you about how that being done might impact this storm here today?
Well, what the experts are telling me, and Alex is here with the National Weather Service, is that we had a Matthew event that had storm surge in 2016 or 17. And then we had Irma, which was more of an inland event around the river and low-lying areas. And this, with the nor'easter, could have both effects for people in zones A and B.
As far as
same type of flooding.
As far as the dredging, will that have made any impact as far as benefits?
I haven't spoke to anyone about dredging today.
Good evening, all. Are you guys considering curfews? If so, what are the details of that?
At this point, we're not considering curfews, but everything is fluid. I would say tomorrow morning, you're going to start to see weather in the morning. Alex, 8 or 9?
Yes.
8 or 9. So to the extent you can be off of the roads in that time of morning through the duration of the storm, I would. Definitely as we get into the afternoon, into the evening, and into Friday, I would not be out on the roads. Okay. But I want to stress again, I said it this morning, I'm going to say it again. Just because it's not mandatory, which I don't think we've ever done mandatory where policemen show up at your home and tell you to leave, I have been stressing that if you are in Zone A or B, you're likely to see flooding like we did in Matthew and Irma, and you should leave.
What areas for your team, the experts, are of most concern for the general Jacksonville area? Obviously, we know the beaches are expecting a ton as well, but are there any other areas in specific you guys are mostly concerned about?
Do we have the specifics? I mean, yeah, I'll let you name.
So San Marco, some in Hogan's Creek, Riverside, Southampton, Ortega Forest, Venetia, around the stadium, and obviously the beaches, Intercoastal Waterway, east and west, and those areas that are adjacent to the St. Johns River.
And I would add to that, so of those neighborhoods named, you could live there and not be in Zone A or B. That's why it's really important people know their zones. People in those neighborhoods in Zone A or B, particularly if they've experienced in those other two storms, ought to leave.
Another question just about the pier. There's a lot of concerns for that. Are you comfortable right now with the current trajectory of Ian, that it'll withstand whatever's to come after all the money that's been put for the pier?
I'm told that the engineers built a pretty special pier there, so it is Mother Nature, but they've told me it'll stand. Anyone else? All right, thank you very much.